Welcome to your deep dive on the Five Counties region.
We.
Yeah.
In China.
We're going to be unpacking some fascinating articles and online resources to give you a real feel for this unique area in Guangdong province.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, think of it as your shortcut to becoming a Wuyi expert.
I like that.
By the end of this, you'll not only know where it sits on the map,
Right.
but you'll also grasp its significance within China, especially the impact of its huge overseas diaspora.
What I find so fascinating about Wuyi is how interconnected its culture and history and economics are. And the story of its overseas diaspora is a key part of that.
You're right.
Yeah.
That diaspora really jumped out at me from the research, too.
It's amazing.
To think its population almost equals the 3.8 million people who currently live in Wuyi.
Wow.
That kind of blows my mind.
I know.
But before we get ahead of ourselves,
Sure.
let's start with the name itself. Five counties.
Oh, okay.
Is it as literal as it sounds?
It really is. You've got Taishan, Kaiping, Enping, and Xinhui, which were originally known as Si, meaning 4 counties. Then in 1983, Hishan joined the group,
Okay.
creating the Wuyi we know today.
Gotcha.
All 5 fall under the administration of Jiangmen City, but they each retain their own unique characteristics and even economic specialties.
So it's more like a collaboration of distinct counties
Yeah.
rather than a single homogeneous region.
Precisely.
Sure.
They work together on larger initiatives, but each county brings its own flavor to the mix.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now back to this mind-boggling diaspora.
Yeah.
The research mentions that it's nicknamed the #1 homeland of overseas Chinese,
Right?
which makes you wonder what drove so many people to leave Wuyi in the first place.
Well, imagine yourself back in the mid-19th century. China is facing wars, unrest, and a lack of economic opportunities. For many in Wuyi, seeking a better life elsewhere was the only option.
Wow.
So they set sail for places like California, Australia, and Southeast Asia, hoping to build a brighter future for themselves and their families.
It's incredible how those historical events still ripple through Wuyi today, shaping its culture and identity.
Absolutely.
Speaking of culture, our research highlights the Taishanese dialect as this invisible thread connecting people both within Wuyi and across continents.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Now, the Taishanese dialect is a variant of Yu Chinese, making it a close relative of Cantonese, but with its own distinct features.
Okay.
You'll find people speaking Taishanese not only in Wuyi, but also in Chinatowns around the world.
Wow.
It's become a symbol of their cultural identity, a way to hold on to their roots even as they embrace new lives in new lands.
I'm curious,
Yeah.
if we could time travel back to those early immigrants,
Okay.
would we recognize the Taishanese spoken today? How much has it evolved over the years?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Something that linguists are actively studying. How migration and the passage of time affect language.
Yeah.
The Taishanese dialect offers a really compelling case study for that.
It makes you wonder how those early immigrants navigated new cultures and languages while clinging to their own.
Right.
Talk about a challenge.
Yeah.
But it seems like it wasn't just language that bound them together. Our research also mentions shared cultural practices
Absolutely.
as another unifying force, right?
Festivals like Chinese New Year and the Mid-Autumn Festival
Yeah.
continue to be celebrated with the same vibrancy in Wuyi and its diaspora communities. It's a way to stay connected to their heritage, to pass down traditions, and to create a sense of continuity across generations.
Speaking of connecting to heritage, we can't forget about those stunning architectural marvels.
Oh,
The Kaiping Diaolu.
yes.
They're not just beautiful to look at.
You're right.
They tell a story about Wuyi's past, its connection to the West, and the resilience of its people.
Right.
You mentioned earlier how interconnected everything is in Wuyi,
Yeah,
and the Diaolu seem to be a perfect example of that.
they really are.
Yeah.
These UNESCO World Heritage Sites are like a fusion of East meets West, visually representing the blending of cultures.
Yeah.
Imagine these towers served a dual purpose:
Okay.
protection against bandits and a way for returning immigrants to showcase their newfound wealth.
Oh, wow.
They're architectural testaments to the journeys these people took, the
Yeah.
hardships they endured, and
Yeah.
the successes they achieved.
It's like they were saying, look what we built in America, but through these incredibly ornate towers.
Exactly.
And now they're tourist attractions drawing people to Wuyi and keeping those stories alive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're a powerful reminder of the region's history and its global connections.
And speaking of connections,
Yeah.
let's not forget that Wuyi isn't just resting on its historical laurels.
Right.
The 5 counties are actively collaborating on some pretty impressive economic projects.
They are.
From what I've read,
Yeah.
they're really focused on regional collaboration.
Yes.
They're not just competing with each other.
Yeah.
They're working together to boost their collective economic potential.
It's impressive.
It's pretty impressive.
We're talking about major highway expansion projects, the development of Jiangmen Port as a major shipping hub,
Okay.
and specialized industrial parks like the one in Qinhui
Yeah.
that's focused on rail transportation equipment.
Hmm.
They're playing to their strengths, sharing resources, and working toward a shared vision of economic prosperity.
And it seems to be working.
Yes.
The success of the Taishan new industrial town in attracting investments is a testament to that.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
It shows that they're on the right track, attracting businesses and positioning themselves for continued growth. But, of course, with progress comes challenges.
Right.
One that stands out is the struggle to preserve the Taishanese dialect in the face of Mandarin's dominance. How do you hold on to your linguistic heritage when the language of modernization is knocking at your door?
It's a question a lot of regions are grappling with, not just in China, but around the world.
Yeah.
It's a reminder of how fragile culture can be, especially in the face of globalization and the dominance of certain languages.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's a delicate balance. But what's encouraging is that we communities are actively working to preserve their linguistic heritage.
That's great.
They're setting up language classes, organizing cultural programs, and even creating digital content in Taishanese.
Wow.
It's about using the tools of the modern world
Yeah.
to safeguard the treasures of their past.
I love that they're not just accepting language loss as inevitable. They're fighting for their linguistic identity,
Absolutely.
recognizing that each language is a window into a unique way of seeing the world.
That's right.
And it's not just about language.
Right.
It's about the cultural values and traditions that are woven into those words and phrases.
Yeah.
It's about who they are as a people.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that cultural preservation is an ongoing process, a commitment to keeping those traditions alive for future generations.
Now let's switch gears for a moment and talk about the impact of the Wuyi diaspora.
Sure.
It's not just heartwarming stories of people seeking a better life.
Yeah.
It's about real economic power.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The financial contributions of overseas Chinese communities to Wuyi are substantial. We're talking about billions of Hong Kong dollars in remittances.
Wow.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. They've also invested heavily in local development projects, education, healthcare, and as we've mentioned, cultural preservation efforts.
It's incredible how those who left Wuyi to seek their fortunes are now playing such a vital role in its development.
It is.
For example, the Lam Center,
Okay.
a cultural and exhibition space in Kaiping, was made possible by a generous donation from an overseas Chinese family. It's a testament to their commitment to preserving their heritage and giving back to their homeland.
It really highlights the complex relationship between immigration and development. Those overseas Chinese communities, even generations removed from Wuyi, still feel a strong connection to their ancestral land and are eager to contribute to its progress.
It's heartwarming, isn't it?
It is.
To see how those bonds endure, even across continents and generations.
Absolutely.
But of course, progress often comes at a price.
All right.
Rapid industrialization and urbanization have taken a toll on the environment. And Wuyi isn't immune to that.
You're right.
The research specifically mentions the impact on water quality in the Tiancha and Jiangmen rivers. It's a stark reminder that economic growth needs to be balanced with environmental sustainability.
Absolutely.
It's like that age-old dilemma, progress versus preservation.
Right.
But it seems like Wuyi is taking steps to address those environmental challenges.
Yeah.
What are they doing to mitigate the negative impacts of industrialization and urbanization?
They've implemented several collaborative efforts to address these issues.
Okay.
They're dredging those polluted rivers, rehabilitating the riverbanks, and constructing sewage treatment plants.
Okay.
It's about restoring those natural habitats
Yeah.
and ensuring that future generations can enjoy a clean and healthy environment.
So they're not just turning a blind eye to the problem.
Right.
They're actively working to find solutions.
Yeah.
It's encouraging to see that they're taking a proactive approach to environmental protection.
It shows that they're thinking long-term, recognizing that sustainable development is the only path towards a truly prosperous future.
You know, as we've been discussing Wuyi, one thing that's really struck me is the resilience and collaborative spirit of these 5 counties.
It's inspiring, isn't it?
They seem to have each other's backs, especially during tough times.
The research mentions how the counties rallied together during natural disasters like floods and even economic downturns. They coordinated relief efforts, launched community fundraising campaigns, and collaborated on reconstruction projects.
Wow.
It's a testament to the strength of their shared identity and their understanding that a threat to one is a threat to all.
It's like they've developed this intricate support network.
Yeah.
Knowing that they can rely on each other when times get tough.
Absolutely.
It's a model of regional cooperation that other areas could learn from.
I agree.
Yeah.
Their experience offers valuable insights into how communities can effectively respond to crises through collective action and shared responsibility. They understand that they're stronger together than they are apart.
So we've seen how Wuyi collaborates in tough times.
Right.
But what about their efforts to safeguard their history and cultural practices during times of peace? How are they ensuring that their heritage endures for future generations?
They've adopted a proactive approach to cultural preservation. A great example is the Joint Management Framework for the Kaiping Dialu. It's not just the local governments that are involved.
Right.
The overseas Chinese communities also play a crucial role in preserving these architectural treasures. It's a recognition that preserving their heritage is a shared responsibility that transcends geographical boundaries.
It's like they're saying, this is our shared legacy, and we're all in this together.
Exactly.
But it's not just about preserving old buildings, right? They're also actively engaging the next generation through education.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They've established heritage education centers to raise awareness among young people about the importance of their cultural legacy. It's about keeping those traditions alive and ensuring they're passed down to future generations.
It's like planting seeds for the future.
Yes.
Nurturing a sense of pride and belonging in the younger generations.
Absolutely.
But what about the bigger picture?
Sure.
What's Wuyi's long-term vision for the future?
Their vision aligns with national initiatives, like the Belt and Road Initiative and the Greater Bay Area Development Plan. They're focusing on sustainable economic growth, promoting cultural exchange, and leveraging their connection with overseas Chinese communities.
So they really see that as a strength.
Absolutely.
Not a challenge.
It's about finding their place on the global stage while staying true to their roots.
It's a delicate balancing act, isn't it?
It is.
How do you embrace modernization and globalization without losing sight of who you are?
That's the challenge, and it's one that they seem to be approaching thoughtfully. They're not rejecting the new. They're finding ways to integrate it with the old. For example, they're integrating traditional agricultural practices with modern technology to enhance productivity while preserving the ecological balance.
It's like those Dialu blending architectural styles from different worlds. It's a visual reminder that they're not afraid to embrace new ideas while still honoring their heritage.
Absolutely.
But speaking of new ideas, we can't ignore the impact of emerging industries. Particularly technology and green energy. How are they adapting to these trends?
They're jumping on the bandwagon, establishing specialized industrial parks and platforms to attract investments in these sectors. Jiangmen, in particular, is positioning itself as a hub for green energy initiatives, focusing on solar and wind power.
So they're really embracing those green technologies.
Absolutely.
It's a proactive approach to aligning their development strategies with China's national goals for sustainability.
Absolutely.
It's encouraging to see them embracing those cutting-edge industries. But how do these advancements affect the daily lives of residents in a place so steeped in tradition?
That's a great question.
Is there a sense of disconnect?
Well, there might be some tension between tradition and modernity. It's not necessarily a disconnect. The residents of Wuyi seem to be adaptable, finding ways to integrate new technologies into their lives without sacrificing their cultural values. It's about finding a balance that allows them to benefit from progress while staying true to their roots.
So it's about evolution, not a complete overhaul. They're weaving those technological threads into the existing fabric of their society. It's like adding a modern elevator to a historic building. It enhances accessibility
Absolutely.
without erasing its historical significance.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It captures the essence of their approach.
Mm.
They're modernizing their infrastructure and industries
Hmm.
while preserving the core elements that define their cultural identity.
Speaking of modernization, we can't ignore the impact of globalization.
Right.
It's like this tidal wave,
Yeah.
washing over even the most remote corners of the world, including Wuyi. How is this global influence shaping the region, especially the younger generation's perception of their identity?
Globalization has introduced young people in Wuyi to a vast array of cultures, ideas, and lifestyles.
Hmm.
They're exposed to different perspectives through media travel and education.
Oh.
On the one hand, this broader exposure fosters a more global outlook.
Okay.
They're more aware of the interconnectedness of the world.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it can also lead to a shift in values.
It's like that classic dilemma. How do you hold on to your own identity while embracing the new and different?
Exactly.
Is there a risk of losing that sense of belonging to something unique and special?
It's a valid concern. The younger generation might gravitate toward global trends, leading to a potential dilution of their regional identity.
Right.
But what's encouraging is that the Wuyi communities are actively promoting their cultural heritage
That's great.
through educational programs, festivals, and even by leveraging digital platforms to connect with younger audiences.
It sounds like they're trying to create a space where tradition and globalization can coexist,
Yes.
rather than viewing them as opposing forces.
Absolutely.
It's about finding that sweet spot where young people can be both global citizens and proud inheritors of their Wuyi legacy.
Exactly. It's a delicate dance, but one they seem to be navigating quite skillfully. They're leveraging technology to document and promote their cultural heritage, creating interactive tourism experiences,
Right.
and even utilizing e-commerce platforms to connect local artisans with a global market.
That's incredibly smart.
Yeah.
They're using the tools of globalization to amplify their own cultural voice. It's like you're saying, hey, we're part of the global village,
Right.
but we've got our own unique story to tell, and we're going to use technology to make sure it's heard.
Precisely.
Yeah.
They're not just passive recipients of globalization, they're active participants, shaping its impact on their region.
This brings us to an interesting question. We know that each of these 5 counties has its own distinct character.
Yeah.
How do they view their regional identity? Is it a source of unity or a point of contention?
Based on the research, they seem to view their regional diversity as a strength.
That's great.
They celebrate their unique customs through local festivals and events, while acknowledging the importance of their shared heritage as residents of the Wuyi region.
Oh, okay.
It's like a vibrant tapestry woven from different threads, but forming a cohesive whole.
It's like a family, right? You might bicker with your siblings, but at the end of the day, you're bound by those shared experiences
Absolutely.
and that sense of belonging to something larger than yourself.
That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And it's reflected in the way the counties engage with each other. They have friendly rivalries in sports cultural competitions and even local business challenges.
Oh, wow.
But these rivalries ultimately contribute to their unity. It's about healthy competition that strengthens their bonds rather than dividing them.
It's fascinating how competition can be a unifying force.
It is.
It's like they understand that pushing each other to be better
Yeah,
ultimately benefits the entire region.
exactly.
And this collaborative spirit extends beyond their internal relationships. The Wuyi region also actively engages with neighboring regions, both culturally and economically.
Absolutely.
So they're outward-looking, not insular.
They participate in cultural exchanges with neighboring areas, promote trade agreements,
Okay.
and even participate in international partnerships through sister city relationships.
Wow.
It's about expanding their horizons while sharing their unique cultural identity with the world.
It sounds like they've found a way to be both rooted and globally connected.
Yeah,
They're preserving their heritage while embracing the opportunities of a rapidly changing world.
exactly.
But what about their long-term vision? Where do they see themselves in the grand scheme of things?
Their long-term vision is ambitious, yet grounded in their core values. They aspire to be a key player in national initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative and the Greater Bay Area Development Plan, positioning themselves as a hub for sustainable economic growth, cultural exchange, and technological innovation. They're not just thinking about the next 5 or 10 years.
Right.
They're planning for a future where the Wuyi region thrives in the global stage
Yeah.
while remaining true to its unique identity.
It's a vision that requires a delicate balance between tradition and progress.
Absolutely.
But based on what we've explored today,
Yeah.
they seem to have the collaborative spirit, the resilience, and the forward-thinking mindset to make it happen.
I agree.
Yeah.
They're not shying away from the challenges of modernization and globalization. They're facing them head on,
Yeah.
leveraging their strengths and adapting to the demands of a changing world. It's a journey worth watching.
Well said. And before we dive into the specifics of Jiangmen City, the heart of this region,
Okay.
let's shift our focus to a more personal perspective.
Sure.
We have some excerpts that offer a glimpse into the lives of individuals who have a deep connection to Wuyi.
Great.
It's a chance to hear how this unique place has shaped their experiences and influenced their worldviews.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Personal stories often review the human impact of the broader trends and historical events we've been discussing.
Yeah.
It's a chance to connect with the heart and soul of the Wuyi region.
So let's dive into those personal narratives
Okay.
and see what insights we can glean from their experiences.
Sounds good.
It's a reminder that behind the statistics and historical facts, there are real people whose lives are intertwined
Right.
with the fate of this extraordinary region.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
These individual voices often provide a deeper understanding of the complex interplay of factors that shape a region's identity and its path toward the future.
So let's hear from those voices.
Okay.
See what they have to share about life in the Wuyi region.
Sounds great.
It's a chance to connect with the human side of our deep dive.
I'm eager to learn more about their perspectives.
Yeah.
Personal stories often offer valuable insights into the nuances of cultural identity, community dynamics, and the personal impact of regional development.
Okay.
It's a reminder that history is not just a collection of facts and figures,
Right.
but a tapestry woven from individual lives and experiences.
Okay, so we're about to hear firsthand accounts of what it's like to be a part of this vibrant community.
Great.
Let's start with a glimpse into the daily life of residents in Jiangmen City, the heart of the Wuyi region.
Okay.
We've got an excerpt from a visitor's blog, which captures those everyday rhythms and the unique flavor of this bustling city.
What's interesting about personal accounts like these is that they offer a ground-level view of the region. They reveal the textures, the sounds, the smells, the everyday interactions that shape a community's character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's hear what this visitor had to say about their time in Jiangmen.
Okay.
I'm curious to see if their impressions match up with our research so far.
I'm eager to hear their perspective. Personal accounts often reveal details that might be overlooked in more formal research reports. They can provide a more intimate understanding of a place.
Okay, so here's an excerpt from the blog. The city buzzes with activity from morning till night. Early risers gather in parks to practice Tai Chi, their graceful movements, a stark contrast to the honking of scooters weaving through traffic. There's a palpable energy on the streets, a sense of purpose and motion that's both exhilarating and slightly overwhelming.
It's a vivid description that captures the dynamic interplay of tradition and modernity that we've been discussing. The image of Tai Chi practitioners amidst the hustle and bustle of city life is a perfect visual metaphor for that balance.
It's like those ancient traditions are woven into the fabric of their daily lives.
Yes.
But it's not all about ancient practices.
Right.
The blog goes on to say, the city offers a blend of modern amenities and traditional charm. You can find international food chains like McDonald's and KFC, alongside bustling street food stalls serving up local delicacies.
It speaks to the impact of globalization, as we discussed earlier. They're embracing aspects of global culture while still holding on to their own culinary traditions.
Right.
It's not an either situation. It's about finding that comfortable blend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this blend extends beyond just food. The blog mentions the availability of both five-star hotels and cozy guest houses, catering to a range of preferences and budgets.
It sounds like a welcoming city.
Yeah, it seems like they're welcoming to both locals and visitors alike.
It's a good sign for a city that's striving to be a hub for tourism and cultural exchange.
Right.
They're creating an environment that's both modern and accessible while still retaining its unique character.
Speaking of unique character, the blog highlights the popularity of traditional tea houses, where locals gather to socialize and enjoy a leisurely cup of tea.
Right.
It's like those tea houses serve as social hubs,
Yeah.
reinforcing those community bonds we've been talking about.
It's a reminder that amidst the hustle and bustle of city life, there's still a strong emphasis on social connection and those rituals that bind people together.
The blog also mentions how Jiangmen is a city that embraces its waterfront location
Okay.
with parks and promenades along the river, offering scenic views and recreational opportunities.
It's a beautiful city.
It paints a picture of a city that values its natural beauty
Right.
and provides spaces for residents to connect with their environment.
That's important, especially as cities grapple with the challenges of urbanization and environmental sustainability. It's a positive sign that they're incorporating green spaces and recreational areas into their urban planning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this brings us to another aspect of daily life shopping.
Okay.
The blog describes a vibrant mix of modern shopping malls and traditional street markets, catering to diverse tastes and budgets.
It's a good indicator of the city's economic vitality.
Yeah.
They're catering to both locals and visitors, offering a range of options from high-end boutiques to bargain finds in those bustling street markets.
And it's not just about the shopping itself.
Right.
It's about that social experience. The blog describes how those street markets are alive, with energy vendors hawking their wares, shoppers haggling for the best prices, and the aroma of street food filling the air.
Sensory feast.
It's like a sensory feast.
It sounds like a vibrant tapestry of sights, sounds, and smells, a truly immersive experience. It's a reminder that even in a modernizing city, those traditional marketplaces still hold a special place in the heart of the community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this brings us to another interesting observation from the blog.
Okay.
There's a growing fashion consciousness among the residents of Jiang.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the Five Counties region. Ready to uncover the fascinating history of Jiangmen City.
Absolutely. It's like we've gotten a taste of the local flavor with that blog, and now I'm craving the full historical feast.
I like that.
From bustling markets to a global diaspora, it seems like Jiangmen has always been a dynamic place. So where do we begin?
Well, imagine yourself back in the late Yuan and early Ming dynasties.
Okay.
That's the 13th and 14th centuries.
Gotcha.
A time when Jiangmen was already a bustling commercial center.
Yeah.
Picture bustling market fairs, traders from all over the region bartering for goods, and the air thick with the aroma of exotic spices and teas.
It's amazing to think that even back then, Jiangmen was this vibrant hub of activity. I'm curious, what were those early trading days like? Were they already connected to international trade routes?
Not quite international in the way we think of it today.
Okay.
But they were definitely laying the groundwork. Those early market fairs connected Jiangmen to other parts of China, facilitating the exchange of goods and ideas.
Right.
And that commercial foundation really set the stage for its future development.
So they had that entrepreneurial spirit from the get-go. It seems like commerce is woven into the very fabric of Jiangmen's identity.
You could say that fast forward a few centuries to the Qing dynasty, and Jiangmen's strategic location on major waterways transformed it into a significant port city.
Wow.
Imagine those bustling wharves, ships laden with silk, porcelain, and tea, setting sail for distant shores. This was a time of great expansion as Jiangmen's reach extended beyond China's borders.
I could almost hear the creaking of those ships and the shouts of the dock workers. But that connection to the waterways played a pivotal role in another defining aspect of Jiangmen's history. Its emergence as a major emigration point, right?
Absolutely. Remember those waves of emigration we discussed earlier?
Yeah.
Those seeking a better life amidst wars, poverty, and unrest? Well, Jiangmen became the departure point for many of those journeys.
Wow.
Think of the families bidding tearful farewells.
Yeah.
The hopes and anxieties swirling in the air as those ships embarked on their uncertain voyages.
It must have been a time of both heartbreak and immense courage.
It was.
To leave everything behind and venture into the unknown takes a special kind of resilience.
It certainly does. And that resilience is deeply embedded in the character of Jiangmen's people. It's a thread that runs through their history, from those early trading days to the challenges they faced in the 20th century.
Speaking of challenges, the 20th century was a period of immense upheaval for China.
Right.
Wars, revolutions, occupations. How did Jiangmen navigate those turbulent times? Did their resilience hold up?
It did, though, not without hardship. During World War II, Jiangmen, like many other Chinese cities,
Yeah.
was occupied by the Japanese.
Okay.
It was a dark period marked by struggle and resistance, but the people never lost hope. They formed resistance groups, supported each other, and kept the spirit of defiance alive.
It's incredible to think of the courage and determination it must have taken to resist such a powerful force.
It does.
It speaks of the strength of their community and their unwavering belief in their homeland.
It does.
Yeah.
And that resilience was tested again during the Cultural Revolution,
Right.
a time of intense social and political turmoil. But even amidst that chaos, Jiangmen's strategic location and its connections to the overseas Chinese community proved valuable.
You mentioned earlier how geography shapes destiny. It seems like their history of emigration and global connections provided a kind of buffer during those turbulent times.
Yeah, it's an insightful observation.
Yeah.
Those ties to the outside world might have offered a different perspective. A reminder that there was a world beyond the ideological struggles consuming China at the time.
So they weathered wars, occupations, and revolutions.
They did.
But when did Jiangmen's transformation towards modernization truly begin?
The pivotal year was 1983,
Yeah, right.
when Jiangmen was officially designated as a prefecture-level city.
Gotcha.
This wasn't just a name change. It signaled a shift towards urbanization, industrialization, and a more prominent role in the regional economy. Think of it as their coming-of-age moment on the national stage.
It's like they were finally given the tools and the recognition to unleash their full potential.
Exactly.
Right.
It was a time of incredible transformation with new industries, emerging factories being built, and infrastructure undergoing major upgrades.
Right.
But as with any rapid development, there were growing pains. As they tried to balance progress with preserving their unique identity.
That balancing act seems to be a recurring theme in Jiangmen's story.
It is.
How do they manage that tension between embracing modernization and holding on to their heritage?
They've been remarkably adept at weaving those two threads together. They embraced new industries, invested in technology, and modernized their infrastructure while also recognizing the importance of preserving their cultural heritage.
So they didn't just bulldoze their past to make way for the future.
Not at all.
Okay.
They incorporated their history into their vision for the future. They preserved historical landmarks, celebrated traditional festivals, and fostered a sense of pride in their heritage.
Right.
They understood that their past was not something to be discarded, but a foundation upon which to build a brighter future.
That's a powerful insight. It's not about progress or preservation. It's about progress and preservation.
Absolutely.
It's about finding that sweet spot where the two can coexist and even enhance each other. But how has this historical journey shaped the Jiangmen we see today? What are those enduring legacies that continue to define its character?
Well, one key legacy is their entrepreneurial spirit.
Okay.
It's ingrained in their DNA, passed down through generations of traders and merchants.
Right.
They're known for their business acumen, their willingness to take risks, and their adaptability in the face of changing economic tides.
It's that go-getter attitude, right? They're not afraid to hustle and to seize opportunities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that entrepreneurial drive is fueling their economic growth today. They're attracting new industries, fostering innovation, and positioning themselves as a key player in the regional and global economy.
So they're outward-looking, not content to rest on their laurels.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that brings us to another key legacy. Their connection to the overseas Chinese community.
Right.
That history of immigration has had a profound impact on Jiangmen, shaping not only their culture, but also their economy and their global outlook.
It's incredible how those threads of connection woven through emigration continue to bind them together across continents.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a reminder that history is not just about the past. It's about how the past continues to shape the present.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those diaspora communities are a source of investment, innovation, and cultural exchange. They're a vital part of Jiangmen's success story.
And let's not forget the physical reminders of that connection.
Oh, right.
Those architectural marvels, the Kaiping Dialu,
Yes.
which blend Eastern and Western architectural styles. They're like a tangible symbol of Jiangmen's global connections.
Absolutely.
A visual reminder of the journeys taken and the cultural exchange that has shaped their identity.
They are.
But beyond the economic and cultural impact, there's another legacy that's really striking. Their resilience.
You're right.
Throughout their history, the people of Jiangmen have faced incredible challenges.
Mm,
Wars, occupations, revolutions, economic downturns.
right.
Yet they've always found a way to bounce back. They have to rebuild and to emerge stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they've got that never-give-up attitude.
Yeah.
They've learned to adapt, to innovate, and to find strength in the face of adversity.
And that resilience is a valuable asset in today's world, which is full of uncertainties and rapid changes.
Yeah.
It's a testament to their collective strength and their unwavering belief in a brighter future.
So we've explored this tapestry of Jiangmen's history, from its early commercial roots to its emergence as a modern city.
Yes.
But where does that leave us now? What's life like for the residents of Jiangmen today? What are their daily rhythms? What are their hopes and aspirations?
Those are excellent questions.
Yeah.
We set the stage by exploring their past, and now it's time to delve into the nuances of contemporary life in Jiangmen.
Let's shift our focus to the human side of the story.
Okay.
We want to understand how the past and present converge to shape the lives of the people who call Jiangmen home.
I'm eager to explore that with you. Let's step into the streets of Jiangmen, so to speak, and experience the city through the eyes of its residents.
Okay.
We'll learn about their work-life balance, their recreational activities, their culinary delights, and their sense of community.
Yeah.
It's about capturing those snapshots of daily life that reveal the soul of this dynamic city.
Okay, let's start with education.
Sure.
We know that education is the foundation for any society's future.
It is.
So let's dive into the educational landscape of Jiangmen.
Okay.
What can you tell us about their schools and universities? How are they shaping the next generation of leaders and innovators?
Jiangmen has a really diverse range of educational institutions, from well-regarded universities to vocational schools, catering to a wide range of needs and aspirations. They're investing in their people, recognizing that education is the key to unlocking their region's potential.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
So let's start with higher education. What are the flagship universities in Jiangmen, and what kind of academic programs do they offer?
Well, at the top of the list is Wuyi University,
Okay.
or WYU for short.
Gotcha.
It's a comprehensive institution with a student body of over 24,000.
Wow.
They offer a wide array of undergraduate majors across 7 disciplines, encompassing everything from humanities and social sciences to engineering and technology.
Wow, that's quite a comprehensive offering.
It is.
It sounds like they're preparing students for a variety of career paths.
Absolutely.
But what about research? Are their faculty actively engaged in pushing the boundaries of knowledge?
Absolutely.
Good.
WYU places a strong emphasis on research and innovation. They've established several research centers and labs that focus on cutting-edge fields like cyberspace security, big data technology, smart materials, and even Guangdong Coxiang studies, which explores the history and impact of the overseas Chinese diaspora.
It's fascinating to see how they're integrating their regional identity into their research agenda.
It is.
They're not just following global trends, they're carving out their own niche, focusing on areas that are relevant to their community and their unique historical context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're asking questions that are specific to their region, seeking solutions that address their unique challenges and opportunities, and they're not doing it in isolation.
Okay.
They've established collaborations with prestigious institutions like Tsinghua University, Peking University, and Shanghai Jiao Tong University, partnering on projects that benefit both their students and the wider community.
It's a smart strategy.
It is.
They're tapping into the expertise and resources of those leading research institutions.
Absolutely.
While ensuring that the knowledge and innovations generated have a direct impact on their own region.
You've got it.
Yeah.
And their collaborations aren't limited to China. They've also partnered with nearly 50 universities across 14 countries.
Wow.
Fostering a global exchange of ideas and expertise.
So they're building bridges between their local community and the international research community. They're not just consumers of knowledge, they're active contributors to the global conversation.
Well said.
Yeah.
And their efforts are being recognized. WYU is gaining traction in global rankings like the Nature Index, which measures high-quality research output. They've also joined the Guangdong Hong Kong Macau University Alliance.
Wow.
Further solidifying their position as a rising star in the academic world.
It's inspiring to see how they're punching above their weight.
It is.
establishing themselves as a force to be reckoned with in the academic world.
Right.
But let's not forget about those seeking a more hands-on approach to education.
Sure.
What kind of vocational training opportunities are available in Jiangmen?
Mm.
Are they equipping students with the practical skills needed to succeed in today's job market?
Jiangmen is definitely on top of that. Okay.
They understand that a thriving economy needs a skilled workforce. So they've invested heavily in vocational education.
Great.
They've got institutions like Jiangfen Polytechnic,
Okay.
which has a student body of around 13,000.
Wow.
They offer a wide array of majors focusing on practical skills
Okay.
in areas like manufacturing, engineering, information technology, business,
Yeah.
and healthcare, the sectors that are driving their economic growth.
It's a smart approach.
It is.
They're aligning their vocational training programs with the demands of the job market,
Right.
ensuring that their graduates have the skills employers are looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're not just focused on local needs.
Okay.
They've partnered with international institutions like the TÜV Rheinland Academy to provide technical training and certification programs that meet global standards.
So their graduates are competitive, not just within China,
Right.
but on an international level.
Yeah. And that commitment to international standards is evident in their state-of-the-art smart manufacturing training centers.
Yes.
They're keeping pace with the latest technological advancements,
Right.
ensuring that their graduates are at the forefront of innovation.
Exactly.
It's like they're saying, we're not going to be left behind in the global race for technological advancement.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're equipping their students with the skills and knowledge they need to succeed in the industries of the future.
But it's not just about what happens within the classroom, right?
Right.
Are they fostering connections between students and businesses, giving them real-world experience?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They've established apprenticeship programs, internships, and joint research initiatives that bring students and businesses together.
Great.
It's a win-win for everyone involved. Students gain valuable experience. Businesses get access to fresh talent and innovative ideas.
Right.
And the community as a whole benefits from a more skilled workforce.
It's a holistic approach to education.
It is.
They're not just stuffing heads with information.
Right.
They're creating pathways for students to apply what they've learned and to contribute to the community's economic development.
Precisely.
Yeah.
They're creating a symbiotic relationship between education and industry,
Right.
ensuring that their educational system is meeting the needs of the local economy
Right.
while preparing students for successful careers.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground on the education front,
We have.
from universities to vocational training.
Right.
But what about those institutions that nurture creativity and artistic expression? What's the art scene like in Jiangmen?
Jiangmen has a vibrant and diverse art scene, reflecting the region's rich cultural heritage and the creative spirit of its people.
Wow.
You'll find everything from traditional art forms like calligraphy and painting to modern dance music and theater.
Wow.
They've got a thriving community of artists, musicians, dancers, and performers who contribute to the city's cultural tapestry.
That's fantastic. It sounds like they're creating a space where artistic expression can flourish.
They are?
So what are some of the key venues and organizations that support the arts in Jiangmen? Where can people go to experience this artistic energy?
They've got a great mix of venues for performances, exhibitions, and workshops,
Okay.
including cultural centers, theaters, and art galleries.
Mm-hmm.
One standout is the Jiangmen City Museum,
Okay.
which showcases the region's history, art, and cultural artifacts, giving visitors a glimpse into the soul of the region.
It sounds like a great place to immerse yourself in the cultural heritage of Jiangmen.
It is.
But what about those who want to pursue a career in the arts? Are there any specialized schools or academies?
Absolutely. They've got several schools offering specialized training in music, dance, painting, and calligraphy, to name just a few.
Wow.
These institutions are not only nurturing individual talent, but also playing a crucial role in preserving traditional art forms and passing them down to the next generation.
It's wonderful to hear that they're integrating their cultural heritage into their arts education.
Yes.
It's about ensuring that those traditions don't fade away, but continue to evolve and inspire new generations of artists.
You've got it.
Yeah.
And it's not just about formal education. They've also got a thriving community arts scene
Okay.
with local workshops, studios, and cultural groups offering opportunities for people of all ages to explore their creativity and connect with like-minded individuals.
It sounds like they've created an environment where art is not just something you admire from afar, but something you can actively participate in,
Right.
whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that sense of community is further strengthened through the numerous cultural festivals and events that take place throughout the year. These festivals often feature performances, exhibitions, and workshops that showcase the diverse talents of their local artists and performers.
It sounds like a vibrant tapestry of cultural expression.
It is.
But what about the role of the government in all of this? Are they actively involved in fostering this creative ecosystem?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The local government recognizes the importance of arts and culture in enhancing the quality of life and promoting the city's image. They provide funding for arts organizations, cultural events, and infrastructure development.
Okay.
They're also actively promoting Jiangmen as a destination for cultural tourism, attracting visitors who are interested in experiencing the region's artistic heritage.
It's encouraging to hear that the government is playing an active role in supporting the arts.
It is.
It shows a real commitment to creating a city that's not just economically prosperous, but also culturally rich and inspiring.
I agree. They understand that investing in the arts is investing in the well-being of their community. A strong arts and culture scene can bring people together, foster creativity, and enhance their city's overall appeal.
It's about creating a city that's not just a place to live, but a place to thrive, to be inspired, to connect with your creative spirit.
Well said.
Yeah.
And speaking of thriving, a crucial aspect of any community's well-being is healthcare.
Right.
What's the healthcare infrastructure like in Jiangmen? What kind of facilities and services are available to residents?
That's a crucial question.
Yeah.
Access to quality healthcare is essential for any community.
It is.
So tell us, what kind of investments has Jiangmen made in its healthcare infrastructure?
They've made significant strides in improving healthcare access and quality.
Right.
They've got a mix of public and private hospitals, clinics, and community health centers, strategically located throughout the city.
Okay.
They've also established specialized hospitals, focusing on areas like traditional Chinese medicine and maternity care.
It sounds like they're trying to create a healthcare system that meets the diverse needs of their population.
They are.
But what about those who require specialized treatment or complex procedures? Do they have the capacity to handle those cases?
While they may not have all the specialized treatments. Okay.
Found in larger metropolitan areas like Guangzhou or Shenzhen, they've made great progress in upgrading their medical facilities and attracting skilled medical professionals. They're continually working to expand their healthcare capabilities.
It's encouraging to hear that they're actively working to improve their healthcare infrastructure.
Right.
And attract medical talent.
And it's not just about treatment.
Okay.
They're placing a strong emphasis on preventative care and health education. They've implemented community outreach programs to promote healthy lifestyles, raise awareness about common health issues, and encourage regular checkups.
It's a holistic approach to healthcare.
It is.
They're empowering residents to take charge of their own well-being.
Absolutely.
But let's shift gears a bit and talk about life beyond essential services. What do people do for fun and recreation in Jiangmen? What's the social scene like?
Well, they've got a great mix of recreational activities, catering to a wide range of interests.
Whether you prefer outdoor adventures, cultural experiences, or just relaxing with friends and family.
Right.
Jiangmen has something for everyone.
It sounds like they've struck a good balance between active pursuits and those that allow for a more leisurely pace.
They have.
So let's start with the outdoor enthusiasts.
Okay.
What kind of natural beauty and recreational opportunities does Jiangmen offer?
Being a coastal city, Jiangmen is blessed with stunning natural beauty. Nestled between the Zhejiang River, China's second longest, and the South China Sea, it offers breathtaking waterfront views.
Wow.
They've got numerous parks and gardens. Perfect for leisurely strolls, picnics.
Yeah.
Or just enjoying the fresh air.
It sounds like they've got plenty of green spaces for residents to escape the hustle and bustle of city life and connect with nature. Are there any specific parks or gardens that stand out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Jiangmen City Central Park is a must-visit.
Okay.
Imagine a sprawling green oasis right in the heart of the city. It features picturesque walking paths, Serene lakes reflecting the sky, vibrant flower gardens bursting with colors.
Wow.
And even a playground for the little ones.
It sounds like a slice of paradise in the middle of the city.
It really is.
Yeah.
And for those who prefer something more adventurous,
Okay.
Jiangmen is surrounded by rolling hills and lush countryside. There are well-maintained hiking trails leading up to panoramic views of the city and its surroundings, plus plenty of opportunities for cycling and camping.
They've got a nice mix of urban and natural landscapes,
We do.
catering to all kinds of outdoor interests.
Right.
But let's not forget those water-based activities.
Sure.
What are some popular ways to enjoy the waterfront in Jiangmen?
The waterfront is definitely a hub of activity. You can go boating, fishing, swimming, or even kayaking in the calm waters of the river.
Yeah.
Or the more challenging waves of the sea.
It sounds like a water lover's paradise.
It is.
But let's shift gears a bit and talk about the social scene.
Okay.
What do people do for fun in the evenings or on weekends?
Jiangmen has a surprisingly lively nightlife scene. You'll find a mix of bars, nightclubs, karaoke lounges,
Oh, fun.
always a classic,
Yeah.
and live music venues.
So there's something for everyone, from those who want to dance the night away to those seeking a more laid-back experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of laid back, let's not forget about those traditional tea houses.
But-
They're still incredibly popular in Jiangmen, offering a relaxing setting to catch up with friends,
Uh-huh.
enjoy a cup of tea,
Right.
and escape the city's hustle and bustle.
It's heartwarming to see how those traditional social spaces endure, even as the city modernizes.
It is.
But let's talk food.
Okay.
We know from that blog we read that Jiangmen is a melting pot of culinary delights, from street food stalls to upscale restaurants.
Right.
What are some of the must-try local dishes?
Well, given its coastal location, Jiangmen is renowned for its fresh seafood.
Okay.
Some local specialties include steamed fish with ginger and scallions, stir-fried clams in black bean sauce,
Oh,
always a favorite,
yeah.
and a variety of seafood congee,
Hmm.
perfect for a comforting meal.
My mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Right.
But what about those who aren't big fans of seafood? What else should they add to their culinary to-do list?
No worries, there are plenty of options.
Okay.
Jiangmen-style roast goose is a local delicacy. Imagine crispy skin
Oh, yeah.
and juicy, flavorful meat.
Wow.
It's a must-try.
Okay.
They've also got a variety of dim sum dishes, unique noodle creations,
Okay.
and flavorful rice dishes that are specific to the region.
It sounds like a foodie adventure waiting to happen.
It is.
But food is more than just fuel.
Right.
It's a way to connect with people, to experience culture, to create memories.
Absolutely.
Are there any specific dining customs or social rituals associated with food in Jiangmen?
Like in many parts of China, sharing meals is a central part of their social culture. Families and friends gather around the table to enjoy a variety of dishes. Often served family style.
Yeah.
It's a time for bonding, sharing stories,
Right.
and strengthening those social ties that are so important to them.
It's a reminder that food is about so much more than just what's on your plate. It's about those shared experiences that create a sense of belonging and community.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And those community bonds are strong in Jiangmen. They have a strong tradition of volunteerism and mutual support.
Okay.
You'll find numerous community groups and organizations dedicated to helping those in need, fostering a sense of shared responsibility for each other's well-being.
It's heartwarming to hear that they're taking care of each other, creating a safety net for those who need a little extra help. It speaks to the strength of their community spirit.
It does.
But it's not just about social welfare. They also have that entrepreneurial spirit we talked about,
Right.
with many residents starting their own businesses or participating in those lively local markets.
You're right.
Yeah.
They're not just passive recipients of economic development. They're actively shaping their city's future. It's a community that takes ownership of its destiny.
Right.
And that's reflected in their economic vitality and their commitment to improving their city.
It's inspiring to see how the residents of Jiangmen are working hard, playing hard, supporting each other, and actively shaping their community. They've really created a vibrant and dynamic city full of life energy and a deep sense of pride.
They have. And it's a city that's constantly evolving, adapting to the challenges of modernization and globalization, while staying true to its core values.
This has been a fascinating exploration of life in Jiangmen.
It has.
We've gained a deeper understanding of its history, its culture, and its people.
Right.
But before we conclude our deep dive into the Five Counties region, there's one more. aspect we need to explore, the connections and interactions between the 5 counties that make up this unique region.
That's a great segue. We've explored the individual counties in depth, and now it's time to zoom out and see how they fit together, how they collaborate, and how those relationships shape their collective identity.
Exactly. It's about understanding the dynamics that bind them together, the shared experiences that make them more than just a collection of individual counties.
Think of it as a vibrant tapestry, woven from 5 distinct threads, each representing a county,
Okay.
yet intertwined to create a beautiful and intricate whole.
Love that analogy.
Yeah.
So where do we begin unraveling this tapestry of connections?
Well, their shared history is a great starting point. Remember, they share a common ancestry, rooted in those original 4 counties, the sea.
Right.
The shared past creates a strong sense of kinship, a recognition that they're part of something larger than themselves.
It's like those family reunions where you meet distant relatives and realize how far those branches of the family tree extend.
Right.
You might not know everyone personally, but you feel that underlying connection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that connection is reinforced through shared cultural practices, like the festivals we discussed earlier, Chinese New Year Mid-Autumn Festival, and even those county-specific celebrations.
Right.
These events draw participants from all over the region, giving them a chance to connect, celebrate their heritage, and strengthen their shared identity.
It's fascinating how these traditions transcend county lines, creating a sense of unity amidst their diversity. But beyond history and cultural practices, how do these counties collaborate and support each other in practical, tangible ways?
They've established a framework for regional cooperation
Okay.
that covers a wide range of areas, from infrastructure development to economic initiatives, even cultural preservation efforts.
Yeah.
They recognize that by working together,
Yeah.
they can achieve more than they could on their own.
So it's not just about warm, fuzzy feelings. It's about strategic partnerships that benefit the entire region. What are some concrete examples of this collaboration?
We'll take infrastructure development. We've already mentioned the highway expansion projects and the development of Jiangmen Port.
Right.
But they also collaborate on things like joint water management initiatives, ensuring a sustainable water supply for all 5 counties.
That's crucial, especially as the region continues to develop and the demand for resources increases. It's like they understand that a rising tide lifts all boats. Yeah. By working together to improve infrastructure, they're creating a more interconnected and prosperous region for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on the economic front, they've established specialized industrial parks that draw on the strengths of each county, like that one in Xinhui focusing on rail transportation equipment.
Right.
They're also coordinating efforts to attract investment and promote the region as a whole to potential business partners.
It's a smart strategy. They're leveraging their collective strengths to create a more competitive economic powerhouse, attracting businesses and boosting their collective prosperity.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And let's not forget their collaborative efforts to preserve their shared cultural heritage. We've talked about the joint management of the Kaiping Dialu, but their cooperation extends to things like establishing regional museums and cultural centers that showcase the history and traditions of all 5 counties.
It's like they're creating these spaces where their individual stories converge, forming a more comprehensive and richer narrative of the Wuyi region as a whole. It's about celebrating both their diversity and their unity.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
They're showcasing their unique identity to the world, attracting tourists and fostering cultural exchange.
So they're outward-looking, not insular. They see the value in sharing their culture and heritage with the world.
Absolutely.
But let's be realistic. Do these 5 counties always see eye to eye? Are there any tensions or disagreements that arise from their close proximity and shared interests?
Like any family, there are bound to be some disagreements. There can be healthy competition between the counties, especially when it comes to attracting investment or promoting their individual tourism offerings.
It's like sibling rivalry,
Yeah.
but on a county level.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's the kind of competition that pushes them to strive for excellence, to constantly innovate and improve.
Exactly. And it seems they have mechanisms in place to manage those inevitable tensions. They've established regional councils and committees where representatives from each county can come together, discuss issues, and find solutions that benefit the entire region.
It's like they've created a system of checks and balances,
Right.
ensuring that no one county dominates the decision-making process. It shows a real commitment to collaboration and finding solutions that work for everyone.
And that collaborative spirit is perhaps most evident in their response to crises,
Okay.
like natural disasters or economic downturns.
Right.
They have a remarkable track record of rallying together,
Hmm.
sharing resources,
Yeah.
and supporting each other through those tough times.
It's a testament to the enduring power of community. When times get tough, they put aside their differences and come together to support each other, knowing that they're stronger together.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That shared history of resilience has forged a strong sense of solidarity
Hmm.
among the counties of the Wuyi region.
But what about the future? How do they see their relationship evolving as they navigate the challenges of modernization and globalization?
They seem to understand that their futures are intertwined, that their collective strength lies in their unity. They're investing in initiatives that promote regional integration,
Okay.
from expanding transportation networks
Wow.
to developing shared economic strategies,
Right.
and even collaborating on cultural projects that showcase their shared heritage.
It's like they're weaving an even tighter tapestry.
Hmm.
Those 5 threads becoming increasingly interconnected,
Yeah.
creating a more vibrant and resilient pattern.
That's a beautiful way to put it. They're facing the future together, drawing on their shared history, their cultural bonds, and their collaborative spirit to create a brighter future for the entire Wuyi region.
This has been an incredible journey exploring the 5 counties region. We've uncovered layers of history, delved into their fascinating culture, and witnessed the power of collaboration that binds them together.
It's a region that truly defies easy categorization.
Yeah.
It's a blend of old and new, local and global tradition and innovation, and it offers a glimpse into the complexities of China's evolving identity.
So as we wrap up our deep dive,
Mm.
what's the key takeaway for our listeners? What should they remember about the Wuyi region and its people?
The Wuyi region embodies the forces shaping modern China: globalization, modernization, the preservation of cultural heritage, and the enduring power of community.
It's a reminder that even in a world of rapid change, those connections to family, community, and tradition remain powerful forces. And it's a testament to the human spirit's ability to adapt, innovate, and find strength in unity.
Well said. It's been a privilege to share this journey with you. We hope this exploration has sparked your curiosity about this extraordinary region.
And until our next deep dive, keep exploring